Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin. Hello, people of the internet. I welcome you. Hello, Crispin, Rumbly8, Dan Lee, Demon Sub, my dog Skip, and Orinoco Twitch, the Dutch. Today we are missing a Jerry. I'm not quite sure on where he went, but he's not here. But that's not to worry. There are some things I already thought we might have a little chat about. Just you and me. Also, the project system is a bit wonky, as you may have known. So grab yourself a drink. Yes, that's the brown lemonade, and then we'll have a little chat. So, since this is a new year, first of all, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you had a nice Christmas time and whatever comes around at that time. No, Dutch, that's not yucky. That's very yummy. So, Crispin is only gay on the weekends. Well, okay. Eyes, fingers, limbs are accounted for. That's very good to hear, especially in recent events. So, some people make pledges for the new year. I don't. Simply because I never make them. I'll never even get started on them. What I did do, and that may be a little bit due to me drinking alcohol the last time I was live on the Yellow Belly tabletop. Just when I went offline after that, there was a German YouTuber challenging other German YouTubers to a 15 minutes a day challenge. So I'm now on day 10, painting for at least 15 minutes on any one miniature whatsoever. So far I've completed 3, and the 4th is in heavy work, and it's a nightmare. Mostly because it's a very problematic thing of what you call it, time management. The last week, or rather the first week of this year, was easy to manage because I was still on my time off, so I had nothing to worry about. But since yesterday I'm back in the normal workday order, so yeah, time's a bit scarce now. Don't worry, serious talk won't be too long. the main reason, or the main two things I wanted to talk about, there were two videos of other content creators out there that I've seen that made me start thinking about stuff. One was from Tabletop Minions' Uncle Adam, the Keep It To Yourself video, and the other one was by Vince Venturella, where he had some guys over for painting. Hello, Dave. Welcome. So, have you lot, any of you, watched any of those two videos? Duck, then again, not pledging painting every day, but I'm on 9 off for 9. So, yeah, that's great. Hello, Rumbly8. So, since most of you have seen the Keep It To Yourself video, I think we should start with that. Also, Uncle Adam appears in Vince Venturella's video later, so that's maybe a good transition. Usually the videos from Uncle Adam are, I say, lighthearted and really hobby-focused and more to the point of the subject or the actual miniature and painting stuff. This one was more meta, for lack of a better term. So he was talking about, if you're setting yourself goals, don't tell anybody. Which, in conjunction with the recent change of year and everybody pledging stuff, is a bit odd and weird. But I think he has a point. So his theory is, if you pledge yourself to do X thing, and people recommend you for it, the amount of feel-good hormones you get will keep you from doing actual said thing. And I can't speak for anybody else, but I certainly know that's something that would apply to me. So is there anything you have a thing or two to say to on this account chat? Yes, Robley, it makes you think. Crispin, you work the other way around, so if you don't tell people, you don't do things? So you need to tell people more things to actually get things done, like the castle and the ships and everything. Bugger off, welcome. So Rumbly8 says he needs a dead hardline. A hard deadline to get things done. I get that, yeah. But do you need it via the medium of other people poking you, or is it for you setting yourself? Yes, Demon Sub, telling people what you're doing now and never telling what you want to achieve is maybe a weird middle ground? Yes, Dark Denning, and that's I think that's the point that Crispin also made. Well, Rumbly, sorry. Tell everyone your quitting goals, but not your achieving goals. My dog Skip, never heard of that. I think I need to look that up later. Oh, so Crispin, you don't need the other people's telling you stuff, but you set yourself a, like Romley said, a hard deadline to actually achieve, or a hard goal to achieve to get things done. Can totally get that. Deadly doesn't need to tell people about goals to keep him motivated, but he likes to talk about them when they get talked about. It's... the thing that I have is every time I think about projects, and if you ever have too much time on your hands, go on Tabletop and look how many open projects I have. I have too many ideas and too little time and resources and space to actually get things done after I switched from one project to the next. I think in that regard, I'm not a hobby butterfly, but a project butterfly. Dark Hannigan has so many thoughts on the subject, he made a project at the weekend. Yeah, you can make a project about your projects, sorting your projects, and get yourself into an infinite loop of projecting. Well, theoretically you could. Currently, OTT is not really happy. Though I'm under the impression that it is getting better, even though not as fast as I would like to. Oh, bugger off has been talked into playing a different game by Commodore Rob. The Git, as he shall be henceforth known. Crispin, I think the third project you mentioned there is the one that Warren looks forward the most. My money is on the castle. But I think that's very much obvious on how often I ask you about that castle thing. Oh, quick side note on everybody who's currently sick at home. Get well. Take your time. Take rest. This may come out of the blue for some people, but currently I've got the feeling that many people of my immediate surrounding virtually are very sick and tired. Oh, and Crispin is having his structure standing up again. That's what Viagra is for, I think. Oh, you mean the castle, sorry. So, let's have a quick vote in chat. Everybody who agrees with Uncle Adam to not share your goals, please type in yes. Yes, Steven Sub, he's making his Radiant Sons type fighters. Ah, I love you a lot. Oh, Doug the Fuck, welcome. Well, we were just talking about Uncle Adam's latest videos on Tabletop Minions, keeping it to yourself, about talking to other people about your goals. It seems like the audience is a little bit more leaning to yes, keep it to yourself, but more or less on a maybe yes, no matter. Excuse me. Before I forget, and this is especially important for you lot on YouTube later on, we're closing in on 250 subscribers, which is a rather small but nice number, I think. So I've thought to myself, I've got some things around here somewhere. Hold on. So there's a box of Warhammer Primaris Aggressors and a box of stretch goals from Dungeons and Lasers. See? Oh, you can see my control monitor there. So, when the YouTube channel reaches 250 subscribers, I will be holding a what's it called, a raffle, and everybody who subscribed and does a comment on the video that's then happening will be able to choose from one of these boxes. Yes. Exactly. I'm threatening to throw Games Workshop stuff at you to get rid of all the users. I'm trying to stay not monetizable. So again, when the counter hits 250, there will be a small video, and on that video you need to be subscribed and do a comment, and then I will pick a random comment, and whoever wins can choose one of the two. And at 500 we'll do the next box, and whatever has amassed until then. So the second video I wanted to talk about was a video by Vince Venturella. So his point was, go out, meet people, especially for things like building and painting. Not necessarily just gaming, but get some social interaction with the game. Just don't huddle and hide in your cave. Bugger off, what kind of comment is completely irrelevant as long as YouTube doesn't nick it. Yes, Oracle Fitch, stranger danger, but he doesn't say that you should go with randos or weirdos or people you don't know, but maybe have a friendly crowd of people going around. Demon Sub, that's very interesting. Not commenting when there are Games Workshop boxes to be had. Yes, Dave, out of the world, meet people. But he also made a very what's it called? He had a very, very good point, because if you're in-person meeting with people while you're doing hobby, the benefits are manifold. Not only do you have some social interaction on the surface level, but if you're painting a miniature and you're just not getting along and you don't know what's wrong, asking somebody else to comment on your miniature at that instant gives you a pair or more pairs of eyes, fresh eyes, to see potential things you've missed. I, for myself, can't tell you how often I painted a miniature thinking I got all the spots, to leave it to dry, and only to come back and find still uncovered spots. And this is just so annoying. Yeah, Demon Sub, that's one variant that Vince was talking about. If you're not able, for whatever reason, to in-person meet, use online means. Dark Jernigan says painting is me time. Oddly enough, as I mentioned before, Uncle Adam was on location with Vince Venturella, and he said the same. Painting is my time. I have headsets on. I just concentrate on painting if he's not streaming at the same time. But he was there building stuff and talking, so... Dave says, painting miniatures amateur, miss all the spots and play in grey and... win? Lose? Who knows? Potentially. But coming back to my problem of missing spots, since I'm using this, I'm missing a lot less spots. Yeah, Nick doesn't mind painting with others, but problem solving while doing a diorama build is rather things he likes to do solo, and I absolutely get that. If you need to have your mind focused on things you get done, because it's not a mundane task like dipping your brush in paint and just slapping on a location you want, but you're actually problem solving, I can totally see that's not what you want to do in a group, potentially chatting and doing weird stuff. Harry is loving rusty spoons. Welcome. Yeah, Hobby Mojo can be a very fickle mistress and be running around places where you don't want it, and if you want it, it's nowhere to be found. Fingers crossed, just try to do something different. I, for myself, have found that if I'm not in the mood to paint, it most times helps if I clean up my hobby space. So just putting everything back where it belongs, have a clean slate on the desk, put all the boxes back to where they belong, and then most of the times Hobby Mojo comes back one way or the other. And it's okay to take a break from your hobby. It totally is. It's a hobby. The definition for me, a hobby is something should bring you joy and nothing more. So if you don't enjoy it, just put it aside. Hazy boy, welcome. Demon Sub, that's a valid point. And that's one thing I always have in mind as well when people ask me, why don't you go and paint with other people in person? I always think I need to take all my stuff to paint. I need to have everything. Just in case I need a special color I like. So, yeah. Building a little bit of glue, a knife, something to scrape things, remove mold lines. Crispin, no, I don't have a schedule. I have goals in my head where I would like to be at a certain point of time. But let me tell you, being self-employed and having a kid, yeah, that chucks big branches into your wheels. that can be some roadblocks at times. Yeah, mostly. That's what I do. Fixing other people's computer problems. No. Crispin, it may sound like it because I have some major companies, or major clients for that term. So, whales, if you're into your mobile game descriptions. And several smaller ones. But I'm most of the time working for one or two other companies, so larger projects. Oh god, working for the hospital system, that's a nightmare, to put it bluntly. Being on call. Well, just to... it wouldn't be the unofficial Hobby Hangout if we weren't digress a bit. I had a friend is a bit too much, but I know somebody who worked for Dell in the server space, and let me tell you, he looked old at 30. James Stockwell has entered chat. Welcome, Mr. Stockwell. Oh, Demon Sub, that's an easy cheat. I'm guessing if I were to tell some of my clients to use different hardware, I'd be thrown out. So, let me show you something that I've been working on. I'm not sure if this will work. Hold on. Hold on to your hats. Dear camera is coming on, I hope. There it is. So, oh, cheat sheet. I need some lights. Yeah, the camera is awful. Sorry for that. So this is the recent miniature I'm working on. Let's see if I can make this any better. Probably not. This is what I was talking about yesterday in chat, freehanding 5 pointed stars, and on camera they actually look better than in real life. Camera focus is arse. Doesn't work. Yes, Battletech. Let's turn that off again. Put it away. Wait. I'm making this way too hard for myself. Also, there's this little fire guy. Let's try. Oh, let's try this. Hold on. Let there be light. Doesn't work, does it? Oh, cheap cameras. I'll put in some pictures in Discord later. Maybe eventually, potentially. Yes, Romley 8. These bot wars are not on round basis. But these are... See, they're flying. Whee! Still need to be primed. Also, if Jerry is keeping to start singing bot war, I'm going to make a remix of that. I'm going to nick all the video segments where he does that. Yeah, Nick, I heard, I feel that some people like Alpha Strike more than classic Battletech, and I get that from the standpoint of if you go full hog on the classic Battletech, it really gets tables throwing around the room, just going numbers. But actually, I like it, and especially I like the hex system. A hex grid on a map is very relaxing. And I'm looking very much forward to the Kickstarter that's coming more or less soon. I think Catalyst Game Labs said they would be announcing the start of that thing at Adapticon. Oh, Demon Sub, you need to send that link to me, please. Also, you lot on YouTube, you will get the video links for Vince and Adam's video in the description down below. So don't forget to check those videos out if you want to join in on the conversation later on. I have seen the Steel Rift stuff too, Rumbly. I'm not sure if I'm very much convinced about that. Isn't that the 3D printed stuff? Yeah. A 3-foot stack of rulebooks that keeps you from playing Battletech and going to 40k where there's no rule bloat. That's a good one. The funny thing is, when I got into Battletech the first time in a serious way, I was really confused on what rules I should buy and I need, because the cheap box, the beginner box, there's a very stripped down rule set in it, but it already works. It gets you a feeling across, and it's fine. And then there's the core set, the game of armored combat, which basically is 90% of the rules you actually need, and with all the tables and to hit charts and whatnot. But it's still a very small rulebook. And then there's this massive... Hold on. And there's this book, Total Warfare. This is everything you would like to have on your classic Battletech. So just as a comparison, this is the big Total War. This here is the Quick Start rule set. So, yeah, that's a thing. And no, Dodge, I'm not tempting anybody. Is there law in Total War? Oh god, you lot can ask questions. I think it's just rules. Let me get a quick peek in the index. So we have the introduction, that's 14 pages. Components, playing the game, ground movement, combat, aerial combat, heat buildings, proto-max combat vehicles, infantry support vehicles, aerospace units, creating scenarios, painting miniatures, and that's it. So, yeah. It's over 300 pages, and 20 of them is painting, and the rest is rules. Yeah, there are some funny rules when you do space, what you call it, combat or aerial units. It got rules for sprinting max on tarmac and leaving tarmac, or going into a curve and not slipping, so yeah, that can be overwhelming. The good thing is, even if you find yourself not liking the rule set, I personally think the boxes are still great value for money. I mean, when I bought the beginner box, it was 20 euros. It came with 2 miniatures and 8 standees, so that's already a great deal. And the core box was, I think, 50 euros and came with 6 miniatures, I want to say. But that's a discussion for another time, I think. Yeah, and coming back to Alpha Strike. Alpha Strike is, as a rule set, available in the core set, so the $50 box, and I'm not sure what's in the Alpha Strike box they released recently, so I need to look into that. Yeah, exactly. As you add more types of terrains, buildings, and units, the battle gets weird and different. And what I personally like about the classic rule set is you have yourself a limit of points, mostly tonnage. So if you're going for, let's say, 100 tons, you can either go with one big guy or 2 or 3 little guys. And that's it. So at most you have 2 to 6 miniatures on the table. Hello, Zork. No secret squirrel today. I'm not sure where he is, but I'm guessing he has a valid reason to not be here today. And that's totally fine. It's fine. We're totally fine. I've got my brown lemonade to keep me company. The only thing that currently bugs me a bit about BattleTech is the recent departure from the German distributor and translation bureau of Ulysses, so the slim chance of ever getting a German rule book translation is getting slimmer by the day. So, you lot, has anybody done any hobbies so far? And what are your pledges for this year? I don't know if they're German rule writers, Dave. I'm guessing there will be some translators, I guess. I mean, there are definitely for other gaming systems. To say the least, there's the Dark Eye and Freebooter's Fate. Those are all systems from Germany, so I'm guessing there are German rule writers for one way or the other. Well, James, it's easier than many other rule sets because it's BattleTech. It's technical, literally. It's numbers. There's no so much. In some games you have very delicate wordings that may or may be interpreted in various ways. The BattleTech rule system is an old beast. It's very straightforward. Oh, thanks, Nick. I'm pretty sure they are quite aware, since they themselves have cancelled the agreement with Ulysses. So, and I've said this multiple times before. When you look at the last Kickstarter they did with the with the clan invasion box, you can see how many people from what country backed the project, and Germany is on the 4th place, but is still only about 10%. So I don't know how viable a translation actually would be. Rumbly has been building things, Hazy Boys painting 100 kingdoms. My dog Skip will build some Foursquare drones, and Dimaxatron, whatever that is. Dave is using his Dead Zone Firefight stuff. And James is doing a Predator using the Horus Heresy set. Well, I might be humble with what's my understanding of the English language is, but to be fair, rules are they're not what you call it. They're not literature most of the times, and there are times where I do scratch my head and need to take out my dictionary. To be honest, so this is. And once you have your the main rules set, other people I used to play with BattleTech play this game for ages, so they have their rules set in their minds. So most of the time, I don't even need a rulebook. Welcome, Captain Aqua. Painting original Hero Quest goblins. With original, I hope you're talking about the old school and not the re-release from Hasbro. We don't talk about Hasbro here. No, Crispin, rules are meant to be bent, not broken. Ah, that's very nice then, Captain Aqua. And Nick is finishing the basing for his latest diorama tonight. Well, if you haven't added it to the project system, just do it later. Oh, that's a link that the My Dog Skip has shared. Let's take a look at it. That's an interesting sculpt. Hold on. That needs to be... let's see if this thing still works. That's a hell of a monster. Yeah, Mechanical Alien Queen comes to mind. Needs a bit more... what do you call this shield she has on her head? Or maybe it's just the picture that doesn't do it justice. Let's see if there's a different one. Let's take this one. Yeah, that's an interesting beast. That's a very interesting looking sculpt. Yeah, a Necro-Tyrant Demon Sub. That's a Necro-Tyrant if I've ever seen one. Oh, Dave, I think if the Borg assimilated the Alien Queen, that would look totally different. Probably much more boring. On the other hand, if the alien would take over a Borg ship, maybe that would be interesting. Oh, quick question to my viewers from the UK. Has your parcel problem been sorted yet, or is Royal Mail still up and about? Is there still a large backlog of ordering stuff? Ongoing parcel issues. Yeah, I guess as much. I really can't think... I really, really feel with everybody who's affected by that. It's just... Oh. Imagine you're a little one-person or two-person online shop only, and your stuff is not getting out, and people are canceling their orders. It's a nightmare. Oh, Deadly, I'm pretty sure there are bigger problems. I'm only getting parts, whatever pops up in the media. Oh boy. The thing is, why I bring up the small businesses is, I've noticed that on my social media feeds, the amount of self-advertisement on small miniature companies has gone up quite a bit. So if one company, let's say, did 1 or 2 tweets, posts a week or a month, it's for some companies it has become a daily thing, and that always strikes me as there's something going on. Oh, Grumbly 8 finally got his Spot War Overlord set. Mm-hmm. But have you waited 173 days on it? Have you? Laddie? Yeah, I think maybe there is merit to things like a revolution and guillotines at points. I don't know. Oh god. It's the lemonade talking. Yeah, that's my thinking, Dave. The companies really need to push the it's like they're standing in the middle of a rising tide with a little flag saying, "Help me." Yeah, Nick. Companies in regions of Ukraine still delivering goods is amazing. Dave, if isn't Games Workshop advertising 24/7 on every media basically? Oh, and speaking of Games Workshop, as of today, our local Games Workshop store, I'm never getting used to call them Warhammer stores, has a new manager. I'm taking bids on how long he'll last. I think the last one was 2 months or so, but I get the feeling that she was only temporary from the beginning, so that might have been a slippage. Now, Crispy, you may not see dedicated ads, but they're everywhere. Every hobby forum, every Facebook group, every Discord chat, every YouTube creator, it's everywhere. Now that Henry Cavill is potentially making a TV series, that's going to be all around your ears if you want it or not. Oh, I don't buy any models for them either, or to be truthfully honest, almost never. I think the last Games Workshop models I bought were actually the what's his face? The Snotling Blood Bowl team when it was new. And I didn't buy it from GW directly, that's from a local store. But other thing than that, can't remember when I bought anything. Has to be ages ago. Maybe one day they actually see the error in their ways and become a great, nice publisher. Maybe they even adapt the Open Gaming license by WizKids. Oh, Dave says they'll go full Hasbro. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would like to do that. Oh, and speaking of overpriced stuff, today there was the launch of a board game. I forgot the name again. I said myself a reminder. After I've seen the trailer where they described on what the game is, I said, oh, that's a really interesting looking game. €135 for the board game. Nah, mate. Not happening. Nick, if more YouTubers would try to ignore Games Workshop stuff for a certain amount of time, I still don't think it would do anything for the algorithm. Because Games Workshop stuff is so prevalent. Oh, Demon Sub, that's a very valid point. Since Games Workshop has abandoned a practical naming convention, it's very hard to find things. Even if you know what they're called, I find myself struggling on how the hell should I write this. What's the actual spelling of a name they come up with? Oh, and might I add, even if some may disagree, I use YouTube solely and exclusively on PC in a browser with an ad blocker. That's the only way how I'm able to consume any media on YouTube. I'm not watching 5-minute ads to watch a 3-minute video. Sorry, not happening. They seriously called the ogres now. Games Workshop. No. Yeah, Uruks and what was the other thing? What did they call Dark Elves after the renaming scheme? I can't remember. It was something weird. Well, again. That's why Crispin is calling his penis Penax. Yeah, that's Drukari, I think it was. Not Durkari, but Drukari. Yeah. Now we're getting off into tech land again. Doug, I'm not going to repeat those words. So, seeing as we're coming up to the end of the bottle, and the chat is getting really into robbing potions for your pengas, I think we'll call it a day here. Next week we'll be either painting miniatures, or Jerry is back, or both. Let's see how it goes. I, for my part, need to get to bed because it's getting late. It has been nice chatting to you all, and please don't forget, when the 250 subscriber mark is passed, there will be a giveaway. But only then, not before. If we count to 249, only count to 250 more. And have a good night. See you lot next week. Bye.